Hello everyone, my name is BukkyNG. Today's course will be focused on maximizing income through proper budgeting, and the module is titled One Egg in Many Baskets. In Nigeria and across Africa in general, the concept of maximizing income through proper budgeting is not just a financial strategy, it should actually be a way of life. And the reason is because every country faces diverse economic challenges, and it has never been more critical to be able to effectively manage and allocate one's resources. This course will delve into the significance of budgeting, provide practical tips that can assist individuals in optimizing their income, and will also look at being able to effectively manage our finances. In Nigeria, and I would dare say a lot of other countries, opportunities abound. And what this means is that there are an array of different income sources. There are opportunities to have salaried jobs. You could choose to become an entrepreneur. You could choose to, focus on agriculture. There's also an opportunity to, take advantage of informal trading. Whatever it is that you decide to do, these diverse income sources often come with opportunities and also unpredictable fluctuations as a result of changes in the economic landscape. It could even be some type of issue that could affect that particular sector alone. It could even be internal issues that the company is facing or that you as an individual are facing in that organization where you work or in your business. Whatever the reason may be or whatever the issue may be, it is essential that you embrace the principle of one egg in many baskets through effective budgeting. The principle of one egg in many baskets just essentially means that you have multiple sources of income. So it could be that you have a salaried job and you also have a small business on the side. You have investments that you're earning income from, and a number of other opportunities. The important thing is that all of these opportunities are bringing in income on a steady basis. And what budgeting helps you to do is that you're able to plan by using these sources of income to work out what your goals are and be able to actualize them. The significance of budgeting is that it helps you achieve financial security. So, in a dynamic economic environment, proper budgeting ensures that you are able to meet your basic needs even when one income source falters. So, if you have issues in one income source, which could be your investments, or it could be that your employer is late in paying your salary in a particular month. Things happen from time to time, but budgeting will help you maintain or achieve financial security because you have other income sources that can make up when one income source falters. Budgeting also helps you achieve your long term goals because you are able to allocate funds for long term objectives. It could be improving your education, it could be home ownership, it could be planning for retirement. And what budgeting does is to give you a sense of direction and purpose. Budgeting also helps you manage your debts. So, I need for everyone to understand that you may have multiple sources of income, you may actually have good cash flow coming in on a monthly basis. Does not mean that you cannot take debt or you cannot take advantage of opportunities such as taking a loan to meet a purpose. What is important is that you are able to utilize budgeting to track your expenses and your income so that you do not find yourself in a situation where you are not able to make payments as are when due. Practical budget tips that can be employed in achieving your financial goals include diversification of your income sources. You need to explore different income streams, like we've mentioned earlier, such as investments, side hustles, having a savings account, having a small business on the side apart from your salary job. Ultimately, the important thing is to have diverse sources of income. Do not be dependent on just one income source, such that when there's an issue, you find yourself cash trapped. You should also prioritize needs over wants. A lot of times, people confuse needs for wants. Needs are essential expenses like housing, food, education, and for these items, it is important that you are able to meet them. And the reason is because if you are working and you have multiple sources of income, you should be able to take care of yourself. Another practical budgeting tip is to prioritize needs over wants. Needs are essential expenses such as housing, food, and education. And it is advisable to always prioritize this when you are planning a budget or when you are putting together a budget. And the reason is because budgeting should help you improve your quality of life and not to leave you wanting for the things that really matter. And so the first line item that should be taken care of in your budget on a monthly basis should be your basic needs. What we mean by prioritizing needs over wants is that you should minimize unnecessary spending on things you consider luxury until your financial foundation is solid. I would, however, add a note of caution to say that needs and wants for different people could be different. And some people may call an item or a thing a need rather than a want. And so I feel like whatever works for you is what you should adopt. The important thing is that you are making an effort to plan your life, to plan your future, to plan your financial independence. Emergency funds are also important. So, in developing a budget or structuring your budget, the first thing that we've talked about that needs to be itemized or put in the budget should be the different income sources and the monthly returns that come from all of these income sources. And the next thing is to be able to identify what your needs are and assign a weighting or a particular percentage of your income sources that will go into addressing those needs. And then there should also be a line item for emergency funding or for emergencies. You need to allocate a portion of your income to an emergency fund that can cover at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, whatever you feel comfortable with. What this fund does is to shield you from unforeseen financial crises and you wouldn't have to or do things that you're not comfortable with, such as calling people to help when these sort of situations come up. The next thing is to keep detailed records. You need to maintain a detailed record of all your income and expenses. What this does is to help you have a detailed budget. You are able to accommodate, or you are able to put everything that matters to you, all the line items that matters to you, all the line items that are important. You are able to include it in the budget because you already have a record of all of those items. It could be for the past 1 month, it could be for the past 1 year. However well, or how much farther you are able to go in putting all of these records together and in using them to create a budget would help, because it would help you understand or help you see what your spending pattern looks like. And then you can make informed decisions on how you want to improve, on the areas where you want to cut costs and save more. And ultimately, you are able to bring out money or pull out money from those areas where you've cut costs and then utilize them towards investments, or it could even be meeting one of your wants. Again, whatever makes you comfortable. The ultimate goal is that you are making an effort, you are doing something, and you are achieving your goals. On the issue of goals, it is important to set realistic goals. Everybody needs to define for themselves what their short term goals are, what their medium term goals are, and what their long term financial goals are. Once you have identified all of your goals, break them down into achievable milestones. Set realistic goals. Make your goals as clear and as simple as possible. And then understand that these goals can be adjusted from time to time. Your budget can also be adjusted from time to time to accommodate changes in your goals. I can never overemphasize this. Sometimes it is important to seek professional advice. Never hesitate to consult with financial experts and advisors when necessary. They can provide tailored advice and strategies for your specific financial situation. So, if at any point in time you feel like you've done the best you can, but you want to be able to do better, or you feel like you need help to get you to the next level that you desire to be in or to be at, then you can seek professional advice. You can reach out to tested and trusted companies or individuals. They could even be your family members, anybody that you identify to be someone that can give you that advice. You can reach out to them and ask for help. Nobody is beyond asking for help. Nobody is beyond needing help to achieve their goals. Stay informed. Keep yourself updated on financial news and trends, both locally and globally. This knowledge will help you make informed decisions regarding your investments, regarding your savings, even regarding your job. By staying informed on opportunities that are available in the market, you could get a better job. You could you may be able to use this information to take your business to the next level, or just generally learn about new investment opportunities that are available that you can take advantage of. In Nigeria and across Africa generally, maximizing income is not a choice, it is a necessity, it is compulsory. And by diversifying your income sources, by prioritizing your needs over your wants and consistently managing your finances, you can secure a brighter financial future. Embracing the principle of one egg in many baskets will not only help you weather economic storms, it would also help you and empower you to achieve your long term goals and dreams. Remember that financial security is within reach through the art of budgeting. I remember that in my own case, I saw my mom always putting funds aside from her business in what we used to call ajo back then. And that was a contribution that people used to come together to put their money in so that they could build an egg nest essentially that they could then use for investments. And I remember that in those days, for the small businesses in my area, and I know that this was done in a lot of places, and maybe even today, it is still a practice that is being employed. There was always someone that was called the contribution collector that would go around all of the small businesses in the area on a certain day of the week to collect money from people, and then whoever is meant to collect the money in that month would collect it. And so this was how I grew up to understand that it is important to always put money aside and not spend everything that was given to me or that I had at any point in time. Fast track to when I started working. The first thing I did when I started earning an income, one was to come up with a plan. Actually, if I'm being honest, I knew how to save money. I knew how to not spend all the money that I got as my income, but I did not have goals. I had the goals somewhere in my mind, but I never itemized those goals. I never put down those goals. I was never clear about the timelines for those goals. And what happened more often than not was that there would always be someone with a need. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be anybody or anything. It could even be that sometimes I would then take that money and use it for a want instead of a need, or even deploy it towards a goal. I would then spend it on something that ordinarily I wouldn't have. And this is why we say that being intentional is important. Being intentional, setting clear, realistic goals, putting them down, assigning timelines to them. All of these things are practical and important. They may seem like cliches, they may seem like a no brainer, but it actually can be the deciding factor or the determining factor in whether you achieve your goals or not. In my case, for a number of years, I was working, but I wasn't achieving any goals because every time I put together money and I was able to gather the funds in bulk, because I did not have a goal to deploy it towards, something or someone would eventually take that money from me. Over the years, I stumbled upon some investment opportunities. Again, I would say that this wasn't planned. It was something that just came my way as a result of the department in which I was working at that point in time. At the end of every month, I would put a certain portion, a significant portion of my income into treasury bill investments. And at that time, treasury bill investments were quite lucrative. And so I focused on that. And as my investments grew, my confidence level grew. I remember that at the start of my career, I had several job options at the time, two or three different options, different companies that offered me a job. And because my father had just passed away at that point in time, I think the year before, and all of a sudden I needed to be more financially responsible for my family, for my siblings who were still in school, and all of that. I remember my mom saying to me that I didn't have a luxury of making a choice of the job I wanted based on maybe interest. I should just go for the job that was going to pay the most. And so that was what I did. But by the time I started investing in treasury bills, my confidence level started to grow. The fear I'd always had of, if I don't have a job or if I don't have money, how will I cope? How will I take care of my siblings? How will I take care of my family? That fear gradually started to disappear because suddenly I was building my financial independence and I was building I was becoming more financially secure. And that's what being intentional does for you. That's what having a budget does for you. That's what having goals does for you. You build your confidence, you become more picky about the kind of life you live. You are able to make your decisions based on what actually interests you or what makes you happy rather than what you have to do to get what you want. And this is why we may talk about, it may seem like we're talking about things like budgeting a lot, savings, investments, and all of these terms a lot. The reason is because without doing all of these things, you eventually find yourself in a situation where you don't want to be and at an age where you would have preferred to be financially independent. And so you don't want to be that person at the age of 40, at the age of 50, looking back and then regretting that you did not take the right steps at a much earlier age. We've seen people also that, yes, they took the right steps. They did what they could to build a nest egg towards their retirement. And then they retired and then made wrong financial choices or made wrong decisions and then lost all the money that they had gathered. What will help you in cases like that is being financially knowledgeable, is understanding that at any point in time, with multiple sources of income, which could also be passive income. There's something, I'm going to talk about passive income a bit. Passive income is income that is not from your investments, it is from a source of income that may not necessarily be a salaried job, but it is an opportunity or a source of income that gives you money, but you don't actively engage in. So it could be that you are a director in a company, or it could be that you have vested interests in a small business. And so, as the business makes money or as the business grows, your investment in that business or the money you have put in that business also grows. What does this do for you? During your retirement, or if for any reason you lose your investments at a certain point during your retirement, these passive sources of income are able to help you bounce back. Maybe not to the level where you were previously, but to a level where you are still able to take care of your immediate needs and your wants. And that's why we always advise that you must diversify your income. Another source of passive income could be investments in real estate. So, if as a retiree, the property that you live in is your property, and maybe peradventure the property is such that you live in it, but it also gives you income because you have tenants. These sources of income can help you in situations where you had an investment or you took the money in that investment and put it in a new investment that you do not really have enough knowledge about. What passive income and investments in real estate will do for you is to help you maintain your standard of living. It helps you maintain your, or it helps you to be able to still meet your needs and then grow back to the monies that you've lost and things like that. The reality for everybody is that we'll always make mistakes at some point in time. We'll always make wrong investment choices or decisions. We can lose money. The important thing is that you learn from those experiences, and also that no matter how lucrative an investment looks, do not put all of your funds, all of your investment funds in any one investment product. Always focus on diversifying your investments and also have multiple sources of income so that at any point in time you can bounce back from mistakes, you can bounce back from wrong investment choices, and you can just generally remain on a certain level of comfort irrespective of changing financial landscapes or economic conditions or even situations that you personally put yourself in. Remember, as you embark on this learning adventure with me, please know that your potential is limitless and every bit of knowledge gained is key to unlocking new opportunities. To stay updated on our courses, on our events, and different programs, please visit BukkyNG and view all the available courses and programs. Never stop learning and growing. You are only one piece of information away from your next big break.